We are starting out this look at Avignon on the main street, Rue de la République. And we are here on a Saturday afternoon and evening when it's really special because it's closed down to automobiles at that time and it becomes this big pedestrian mall. It's like a street party. There are so many great lanes for walking that the Tourist Information Office has prepared this map showing recommended color routes for walking, but you can see they've colored in practically every other street in the center of town. So you can grab their free map by all means, or just go and wander. Every place is good. The Rue de la République is busy every night, especially on a Friday and a Saturday, but not on Sunday. The shops are closed. It's quiet that night. Of course, one of your main actions when you're walking around is people watching, and especially when it's a couple of beautiful kids like this in their little carriage. This was just too charming and too friendly. It was a great scene and we all enjoyed it. Okay, well now we're just going to wander and cut loose in this beautiful pedestrian zone. Late in the afternoon, everybody's out. It's mostly locals walking around. There are tourists, of course, in Avignon. It's a great center for that, travels, but this is the scene of like passeggiata in Italy. Late afternoon, locals strolling, shopping, seeing their friends, having a bite, having a drink, getting ready for dinner. So we're going to join them and just wander around. It's on the streets just on the right side of the Rue de la République, a wonderful shopping area and a great place to walk. The city is planning to build a new tram right into the heart of town down this main street and out to the suburbs, and there is some controversy about it. Some people feel the city is not big enough for a rail system and it would be too expensive. There's an election coming up that might help decide the fate, but here's what the possibilities look like. Quiet electric minibuses are part of their innovative transit system in Avignon. This is a wonderful way to carry people around through the pedestrian streets. It's like one gigantic shopping mall in the pedestrianized streets of Old Town Avignon. It's very safe to walk around in these little streets in the evening. Of course, you want to take normal precautions. You don't walk around with lots of money and you want to just, watch out for yourself, but you don't have to worry. Feel free to stroll in the evening. Perfectly fine. Most shops will be closing by 8 p.m. Ironically, Place de la Principale is one of the most empty parts of this pedestrian zone, so don't always go by the names. Just follow your nose and look around. This time of day, Twilight is just perfect for walking. Maybe sitting at a sidewalk cafe and watching the people. It's probably not a time when you want to sit down inside a restaurant and lose the lighting. This is just beautiful to be out on the streets at this hour. Twilight, you've got shop lights, the evening light, the street lights are on, and the shop windows are all lit up. There's a whole variety of great things to purchase here in Avignon, ranging from souvenirs such as the Provençal fabrics and pottery, or some jewelry, clothing, you name it. They've got everything. Of course, you don't have to be shopping to enjoy your walk. Just look at the scene, the shops, the lighting, the people. The whole scenario is laid out as a great scene of Europe at its best. Remember, this is Saturday night, the one evening that people just take over the streets. So there's lots of folks out. And be sure, if you're here on a Saturday, to get out and enjoy it. One of the nicer shopping streets in Avignon is Rue Joseph Vernet. It's beautiful. Now this street is really at its best late in the day and early twilight, when you have that magical combination of street lights, shop fronts busy, people out walking, and lingering twilight in the sky. It's good throughout the day. The shops stay open. Some close in the mid-afternoon for a brief siesta. We're still in the south of Europe, after all. Be sure to walk a few blocks up and down Rue Saint-Agricole, a classic side street which offers a delightfully similar environment of pleasant shops and leads to the main square of town, the Place de l'Horloge. Notice how they have iron posts to protect the pedestrians from the automobiles, because this busy street is open to traffic and yet remains very safe because of the design. There's a rich variety of kinds of shops here and throughout the entire town center. Tucked away nearby is the dilapidated Palais du Roi, where Pope Julius II ran a school. Travelers are generally busy throughout every day, so don't worry exactly what time to get here, but make it a point to find this street. It's quite easy to find the Rue Joseph Vernet because it's just a few blocks to the west of the main shopping street of town, the Rue de la République. And yet, many visitors might simply overlook this because it's not in the main tourist track of the historic monuments of Avignon. So be sure to get over a couple blocks to enjoy this lovely street. One of Avignon's major museums is an art museum called the Musée Calvé, and it's located in the lower section of Rue Joseph Vernet. As night falls on the main street, it's time to eat. Now, maybe you've been too busy sightseeing all day and you're just tired out. You want something quick and simple. There are snack shops, sandwich shops, pizza, and there's also a department store, Carrefour, that has got a nice food department in the basement where you can get bread and cheese, bottle of wine, and take some snacks back to your room maybe. We have been staying at this wonderful 4-star hotel, the Cloître Saint-Louis, the St. Louis Cloister. It's actually a former Jesuit monastery. It's an amazing historic structure that's been modernized thoroughly, with one wing added by Jean Nouvel, one of the most innovative architects in the world. This was a relatively early work by Nouvel in the 1970s in this spare, minimalist, but stylish design. They've got a lovely breakfast room. It's in part of the cloister. The original cloister wing is renovated in this lovely enclosed way, and of course you've got the full range of typical 4-star breakfast delights. Breakfast is included in the price of your room in nearly all European hotels, so it makes a good start for the day. Delicious croissants, you've got coffee and cereals, some fruits. It's a nice time to chat with your fellow travelers, catch up on what happened last night, and get ready for the day ahead, another big day coming up. We've spent 4 days and nights in Avignon. There's so many places to see nearby, you really need some time like that. In our programs, we've brought you over to Aix-en-Provence and over to the Pont du Gard, down to Marseille. So many places in the vicinity to enjoy. But now it's time to go. We've had our 4 days and nights, and fortunately the hotel is just a block and a half away from the train station. So it's easy walking.